Well, the Catholic thing is to not eat meat the night before a feast day or holiday.
Mhm.
So they suffer by eating 7 fishes.
Suffer.
Yeah.
I'll stop on the 7th crab leg. How about that?
That would work. That would work. Yeah.
We've been going to a lot of holiday pop-up bars around the city.
Which ones? What was your favorite that you've been to so far?
3 standouts for me on the list, and there, once again, there's at least 20 by now in the greater area. I'm Josh Duke,
And I'm Alex Darus.
and you're either listening to or watching Dine Drink CLE, the podcast, where we're going to be joined by cleveland.com's best and brightest food experts, insiders, and influencers, talking all things food and drink in the Cleveland scene.
Yeah, and today, as you can see, it's the holidays, so we're going to be talking about all things holiday in Cleveland. There's a lot of fun holiday bars, traditions, food, wine, everything good that we love about this time of year. So plenty to discuss today. I think first we're going to talk a little bit about wine and sparkling wine and pairing wine with Marc Bona from cleveland.com. And hi, Marc. How are you?
Hey, Alex.
Welcome.
Yeah, so I feel like this time of year we're all drinking a lot of wine, especially at dinner parties and stuff like that. So do you have any tips for drinking wine and pairing wine with holiday dishes this season?
Yeah, I really do. There's a few things to keep in mind. Sparkling wine, champagne, wonderful. It's wonderful throughout the year. Americans have this habit of, I think we always think of it as you only pop the cork for a festive occasion. Wrong. Sparkling wine goes very, very well with food. You can have it throughout the year. Part of that is a marketing effort on the part of the people who make sparkling wine, but it really is true. One of the best things you can have, if you have a cream-based dish, kind of a heavier dish, and we all kind of overindulge sometimes with meals during the holidays, sparkling wine, champagne, absolutely perfect to kind of cut through that. It goes very well with shellfish as well.
Mhm.
I have a friend who, she and her husband, every Sunday is date night at home, sushi and champagne.
Oh, I love
And
that.
that is, it just sounds good. It really is.
It sure does.
And by the way, champagne is called champagne when it's from a specific region in France, but you can make it in the same way anywhere in the world, and you call it sparkling wine because nobody wants to tick off the French. But really, if you make it in the same style, that's what it is. But if you do see champagne on a label, that means it has come from a specific region in France. But champagnes, sparkling wines are really from all over the world.
Mhm.
I really think that they're great as a starter. Some people suggest them with desserts. I like them as a starter as well as festive occasions. But also wines go with a lot of different meals as well.
Yeah, is there anything that you would not suggest to pair around the holiday season with the kind of flavors and deep, rich foods that we're eating this time of year?
Yeah, there's a few I would suggest to pair with, and a few I would suggest to really avoid. So this year, I mean, holiday meals, you can have a lot of different wines that go with a lot of the different dishes on your plate. One of the tougher ones, but I think it's kind of interesting, is ham, because ham is tough because some people actually suggest the sweet wine because it would pair with maybe a sweet glaze on the
Yeah.
ham. I really think a French red, kind of a lighter style red would match pretty well with ham. Ham, you don't want to overpower either one. You kind of want to match the flavors a little bit.
Yeah.
So I really like that. I love a good starter, and also a very versatile food wine is a dry rosé. If you see and rosés, by the way, there are dozens and dozens. The marketing push on them in the last few years has been, rosé all day.
Well, that's another one you kind of think of in the summer too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it really is good all year round. And if you see the word Provence on a label, that is from a specific region of France. They make very affordable, very dry, and very tasty rosés. That is a great one to have, which would go with, I think, a lot of dishes on the Christmas table, the holiday table. And it's also a very festive color. You
Yeah.
can get various shades of red. I think for desserts, you can enjoy an ice wine goes really well with Christmas cookies.
Mhm.
Cheesecake is also another one that I think you can have a sparkling wine with
Yeah,
that
that would
because
make sense.
the rich cheesiness. But to answer your question, Alex, there are a couple wines I probably would stay away from if you're having kind of a traditional feast. Zinfandel, and I'm talking red, which is the grape. White Zinfandel is just a kind of a made up term. It's just a sweet, simple wine.
Mhm.
But Zinfandel comes in a lot of different layers. and it often can be very jammy. I think that can overpower a lot of the flavors on the table. That's more of a barbecue pizza burgers type of wine,
Yeah.
with maybe something with a lot of ketchup. I mean, that'll stand up with all of that. I would probably avoid that. I would avoid. There's this craze of bourbon barrel aged wines. Some are okay. Some
Yeah.
are, I think, to me, even overwhelming as a standalone. I think that is just a bit too much with most of the dishes. And I think one food, if you have asparagus as your vegetable, that is very difficult to pair with wine. The only varietal,
Really?
yeah, because it's so pungent, it's so sharp, and it really has such a strong flavor in your mouth. It can really overpower wines. It can kind of ruin the wine almost. Sauvignon Blanc is probably the only varietal I would suggest that would stand up for that. It's acidic, it's white, it's not bad. So those would be my wine suggestions and a couple varietals to avoid.
To avoid.
Gotcha. So, you talked a little bit about sparkling wines and how you can kind of technically make champagne anywhere here at home and whatever. So, like for somebody who's just like kind of trying to get started and trying to like understand their, the wine, I'm sorry, the sparkling wine flavors that's available to them and start beginning the process to pair them with foods and stuff. Where do you think that people should start?
That is a great question. And it's funny because a story I like to do every time this year is kind of explaining things on the label of wines, especially when it comes to sparkling wines. So, a couple things to look for. If you see Prosecco, that's Italian, that's light, it's fruity, it's not very complex, it's delicious. It makes, for any of us who have ever had a mimosa, that is usually what restaurants choose. They choose
Ah,
because it's a lower end, it's a cheaper product, but it is good standalone. It's great as a mixer in a lot of different ways. The other word, and this is almost still kind of an under the radar secret, if you ever see the word cava, that is
Mhm.
sparkling wine from Spain. It is by far the quality is amazing. It's delicious. It's crisp. It's not overwhelming. It's an easy drinking wine. It is also the most affordable wines that are on the market. So those two would be two quick tips I'd have in terms of very affordable and easy to find sparkling wines on the market.
and I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of wine tastings around the area that you could probably look forward to that are maybe festive oriented for the holidays. Is that right?
But yeah, Mark's the expert on that. But
Yeah, I love seeing, and we're seeing more and more of this coming out of we're in the post-pandemic era. I'm seeing way more dinners, tastings. Almost all of them pair a short pour with a different dish. I love it when there's somewhat of a theme
Mhm.
because if you can have five different sparklers or five different Chardonnays or five different wines from Italy, you can really start understanding the different flavors within, and then you can pick your favorites. And I think that's just a fun educational lesson. So when you go to the grocery store, which is extraordinarily overwhelming in the wine
Mhm.
department,
Yeah.
you could be. I mean, we can get into the weeds on this and other things on the labels, but I mean, it's a good trying wine is really the best way to understand it. There's lots of good books you can read, you can understand. Some are very approachable. I don't like the stuffy books that are
Mhm.
500 pages long. But if you just go and try a few and keep notes in your own way, you can really start to understand wine a lot more.
Gotcha.
So kind of wine adjacent, but not exactly. Mark brought a little treat. We have the Cleveland Glog here. Would you like to explain a little bit about what this is?
Yeah, this was a fun one. So Cleveland Glag is this is a mulled wine. It's spiced wine. You would make this by basically heating it up. It is a tawny port based, so it's port wine is the base, and it is an after. I like it as an after dinner type of sipper, or just sitting around. I mean, you would have this really in a mug, in a coffee
Yeah.
cup, or a nice kind of a glass mug would be the elegant way to pour it. It's made from the folks at the Rustic Grill at Stonewater over in Highland Heights. Now, that place is run by the Nita sisters. They're a wonderful trio, Catherine, Whitney, and Lindsay. They do a wonderful job. They created this 3 years ago. They make it, they market it, they sell it. They've done a great job with it. I think it's $29 a bottle. They also sell it in the restaurant by the glass. It is loaded with spices. I think the other thing is, it's not. Don't be afraid of the alcohol because it's only
Mhm.
16%.
Oh,
That is around what a California Cabernet is. I mean,
yeah.
those are usually well over 15, which is a term in the wine industry is called hot when it's got that much alcohol at
Mm.
that level. But it's just a nice little sipper. And I kind of consider this a spicy, seasonal, and special drink, and I consider it the wine version of Christmas ale.
Yeah.
So it's
No,
something
that's
a little different.
awesome.
Interesting. So would you mix this with anything?
No,
No.
I would not. I'd follow the directions, heat it
Yeah.
up, and enjoy
Would
it.
you ever drink it not heated up? That'd be kind of weird.
Oh,
I think it would
nice.
be.
It'd
Yeah.
be like,
I don't know. I'll stick to it's a hot toddy.
yeah, it's like a hot, no, that sounds perfect for a cold winter night.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. Well, thank you so much, Mark. You taught us a lot about sparkling wine, and I think Josh is going to be looking at the Giant Eagle wine section a little
Oh, yeah.
differently.
Oh yeah, I won't be as lost this time.
That's good. Great. Okay, and now we're joined with Paris Wolfe of cleveland.com's food and dining team, and we're going to be talking about holiday traditions. I feel like there's so many traditions this time of year, and one that I know Paris personally loves to do is the Feast of the Seven Fishes. So can you tell us a little bit about
what is that all about?
Well, it's actually an Italian American tradition that started probably because Southern Italians, when they moved here in the late 19th, early 20th century, brought some of their traditions and decided that, well, the Catholic thing is to not eat meat the night before a feast day or holiday.
Mm-hmm.
So they suffer by eating 7 fishes.
Suffer?
Yeah. So it's something that I learned from my in-laws. But we would have 7 fishes the night before Christmas, cod fritters, schmelts, stuffed calamari, eel, anchovy pasta, just a number of different things, shrimp.
And no meat at all. In
No
any
meat.
of it.
No meat.
Interesting. Why is there 7? Do you know the significance of the number 7?
It's still unknown. 7 days of the week, 7 sacraments.
Oh, there's a lot of lore with it and stuff. Yeah. Interesting. And it doesn't matter what fish. You just have to eat 7.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like,
I mean, there's typical things like the eel is supposed to be eaten, and the schmelts, maybe the cod. But other than that, I think it kind of varies on people's taste and what they like to cook.
yeah.
Interesting. I know for me, I love some shrimp. I love some lobster. So I guess for myself, if 7 fishes, I could just eat shrimp and lobster, or do you have to have a 7, or can it just be
you're
one?
supposed to have a bite of all 7, right?
All 7.
You are, but in our family, that's never been true. Nobody likes the eel.
I was going to say, but you ate.
I did. I would eat all 7.
I'll stop on the 7th crab leg. How about that?
That would work. That would work. Yeah.
No,
absolutely.
It does sound like I would love to do that, because sometimes I get sick of like what kind of going into too, like the Thanksgiving and Christmas, the menus can be very similar
And very meat heavy.
Yeah, so it's kind of nice to have a switch. Like, what do you do for Christmas, Josh? Is your food the same as Thanksgiving, or?
Oh, well, yeah. For me, it's like I cannot say that there's a noticeable difference historically of my Thanksgiving or Christmas meals. Like, it's mostly the same stuff. You have ham, turkey, chicken. You have, I know maybe you guys, I don't know, but macaroni is mac and cheese is a big point for us. You got the yams. Like, it really, to me, I struggle to like find the difference between a Thanksgiving meal and a Christmas meal. That's just me.
Yeah.
It's
know,
probably
I-
the same for us. We have turkey for Thanksgiving. We just add a ham for Christmas. Same thing, Josh. Yeah.
Yeah. See, my family, we usually do something totally different. Well, we're also Puerto Rican, so we'll make a pernil, which is like a roast pork, or like you roast a pig or something like that. I also know in the past we've done like the what's it even called? Prime rib. Like a prime rib is big on Christmas.
Right.
But I like when people kind of do the different stuff. Because sometimes it's like Thanksgiving food. You eat it one time a year. It's special.
Not going to change my parents' mind.
Do you eat stuffing on Christmas?
Yep.
Is there one menu item at all that it's like should go on one and not the other?
Stuffing.
Stuffing?
That-
Really?
That doesn't seem like a Christmas food to me at all.
It's more of a Thanksgiving food, but I definitely could see like the warmth and the, the fulfillingness
It
of
depends on what you
stuffing.
put in the
Like,
stuffing. Throw
yeah.
some
Like
chestnuts
sweet
and
potato
some
casserole.
cranberries.
I would never really make that for Christmas.
Sweet potatoes?
Sweet potato
yeah.
casserole.
Well, I don't know. Now that you mention it, I don't think you should probably eat like pumpkin pie or sweet potato pie for Christmas.
I
No.
agree.
That'd be
Okay,
kinda
I
weird.
agree.
No.
That'd be
I
kind of
agree.
weird. I'll vote for that one.
I'm with you, Josh.
Oh, well, I think
Let's-
a turkey's weird.
No,
I think a turkey on Christmas is weird.
I don't think.
Well,
that
I
at
also
all.
know
Not at
because
all.
in my family too, Christmas Eve is like a way bigger thing. So Christmas Day, I've done like the go to a Chinese restaurant or whatever. It's like just so not a big thing. But I know like I have friends who do like their family cooks crab legs. Like they're not doing the 7 fishes thing. It's just like that's their Christmas dinner. And I
One of my
like
friends
Right.
does that.
I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that
So
too.
do you like the Thanksgiving twice? Food, you guys.
That's a good point.
Having
Yeah, do you like eating it twice? No. Okay.
Yeah, personally, no, because like it's not just Thanksgiving Day when you're eating that, right? You eat those leftovers for like the next 7 days after that, you know. So
I
then
feel like I'm
you only have like a couple of weeks, and then here we go, we're eating exactly the same thing. I'm sure somebody might still have Thanksgiving leftovers in the fridge right now or freezer. Hopefully not, but maybe you do. But yeah, so
just made me called me out. I need to go clean my fridge out.
I agree with Josh. One of my friends, depends on how many people they're having if they do the seafood thing for Christmas Day.
So if
crab
it's less
legs,
people,
crab legs for 4, yeah, but not for 16.
Well, yeah, no, then you get a ham.
Yeah.
Or something.
And
And a turkey.
Well, wait, what about another thing? Cranberry sauce? Do you eat cranberry sauce on Christmas?
You're having turkey.
You guys are weird.
I know one thing that I have done in the past, and normally around Christmas, there's a lot of potlucks, so everybody brings whatever. And one thing that I traditionally like to do is make some chicken Alfredo. So actually, that is one little like side tradition I kind of personally have, is I do chicken Alfredo a lot on Christmas.
And I feel like Christmas to me is a much more appetizer heavy holiday.
Yes.
Like I like the shrimp cocktails, the meatballs on a stick, like a steak crostini, all of that. I could just eat the appetizers. That's why I'm like, the meal is not. It's like the
I agree.
all-day eating. And like Christmas morning breakfast too. What do you do for that?
I don't.
You don't?
No.
You guys don't eat like something special?
Do you eat before Thanksgiving in the morning?
No.
Maybe, yeah. I
Christmas Day though. Because
No.
Christmas
Oh.
Day dinner doesn't really matter to me. Like we kind of just eat, either we'll like get Chinese food or like eat leftovers or something like that. But we'll make like breakfast casserole or we'll make like cinnamon rolls. Like
No, I would save my.
what does your
appetite.
Christmas morning look like, Josh?
Well, normally waking up, getting the presents from under my Christmas tree.
Do you
stuff
wake
like
your parents up still?
that.
Make them wake up?
No. So like I live. No, I don't. I don't.
drives over.
Yeah, right. But sometimes, like, we all do get into the same house and sleep over, whatever, or like we'll meet up in that morning. And so there's really, it's between like having to travel from house to house, like there's normally not like food ready in the morning at all anywhere.
Interesting.
That's just my experience.
Yeah.
But
Same. Cup of
Yeah.
coffee.
No.
Open some presents.
No, and then well, part of the morning too that goes into what I want to talk about next is you drink your coffee with coquito, which is, do you guys know what coquito is?
Tell us.
yeah.
It is like Puerto Rican eggnog, which I know we all like to drink eggnog this time of year, but it's spiked eggnog and it has rum, coconut cream, coconut milk, and cinnamon sticks, and you let it sit. But it's like the best coffee creamer ever. Like if you put it in your coffee.
You're bringing that to the work.
I know
potluck?
I should. I need to make some this year. But have you ever made eggnog?
I have.
Is there
I have
eggs in it?
Lots of eggs.
See, that's the difference.
and
The
yolks.
coquito has no eggs. It's all coconut. like
Oh,
base.
no. It's very rich, very high in calories, and delicious.
How long does it last in your fridge if you make it?
Depends on how much alcohol you add.
Oh, that would, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that eggnog is like super controversial.
Have
Like,
you had it?
I mean, I've had it one time, I think, and I thought that it would be disgusting just because it's like, why are we drinking eggs? Like, what are
Yeah.
we doing? But it was actually pretty good. It was nice and sweet, and I liked
Yeah.
it. It was fine. But
Where'd you have it?
I don't
Do you know?
remember. Yeah, I don't
like,
remember.
it
It's
wasn't
probably
a
out of. It's probably like out of like I don't know. I
It
really
wasn't
don't know.
a significant moment for you.
No,
the
it wasn't.
eggnog.
It was good though, from what I remember.
No, I like a good egg. I would probably
Mhm.
like it like homemade or
Oh, yeah.
yeah, like something good. But no, usually I like drinking the coquito because it has alcohol in it too. So it's like I'm not a big milk drinker. I'm not gonna drink
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
that's
All that
Yeah.
cream.
Compared
yeah.
to like something like rum chata,
yeah. See, I think coquito is better rum chata because I don't really like rum chata.
really.
Because I don't know. It tastes like fake to me. Like in the
Okay,
pot.
we need the
Mm.
recipe for the coquito.
Yeah, I know Yachty makes it too. Like who's on
Well,
the
one
best
of you
stuff?
guys
Yeah,
have to give
no,
us the recipe.
it's really good. It's super good. But what you need to give me the recipe for is latkes. Have you made latkes?
I did. I've learned to make them from a friend. And then I also learned a lot more about them this year. Gotta get those potatoes grated, dry, and then
yeah. What is a
use
latke,
them.
and is it a potato pancake?
no?
Well, what is a latke?
It's more.
It's like a potato pancake.
Okay. Latke can be a potato pancake, but a potato pancake is not a latke.
Oh,
Latke is more a shredded potato pancake. It's not a hash brown. It is
it's
a
thicker.
latke.
Thicker,
Yeah.
right?
Well, Well, that depends on how you want to make it. Because one of my friends makes it thicker for her, and her mom likes them super thin.
Okay, but a potato pancake, you could like mash the potato and fry
Yes.
it. Okay, so that's the difference.
That's the
but I feel like
difference.
most potato pancakes are latkes now.
I thought so, and I've been ordering them at different places, and I'm not getting latkes, and I'm not happy.
Interesting. Have you ever eaten a latke?
I have not.
They're delicious. It's for Hanukkah, right?
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
hard to make.
Very easy.
Yeah.
But you just have to complicate it. But easy. It's you just have to do a lot of steps. It's not
Could Josh
complicated
do
so
it?
much.
Could
Josh
Josh-
could do it. Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
let's
You just have
see
to
it.
spend a half an
Let's-
hour in the
let's-
kitchen.
Go ahead. Give me step by step. Step one.
Peel your potatoes or not, depending on how you want them.
Oh, we're already over it. Out of here.
No, but that is like that's like the it's a seasonal food. I feel like it's not a seasonal food, but it's one of
But
those
it's
things that
something you
feels
want when it's
seasonal.
colder out.
Yeah,
Throw some sour cream and homemade applesauce with it.
yeah, it sounds delicious. No, I guess another holiday like we didn't really mention is Kwanzaa. I'm not sure. A lot of the food, I'm pretty sure it's a lot of soul food. Eating, a lot of celebrating, kind of similar to all the other holidays this time of year. I know it's from December 26th through January 1st. And the Greater Cleveland Kwanzaa Alliance. If you go and check them out, they have a bunch of events at local churches and stuff like that. So there's tons of stuff going on. I feel like if you go to cleveland.com/dining right now, half of it is holiday events and things you can do. So
Yeah, and on that note, like we talk about a lot, like Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa. Is there like a difference or an expectation for meals on New Year's Day, New Year's Eve?
Yes.
well, yes.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a whole thing.
Pork and sauerkraut, but pork can be a lot of different things.
But that's New Year's Day, right?
depends on what culture you're coming from.
Because I know a lot of people. What is
You
the
might
other
have
one?
lentils the night before
Black
with
eyed
pork
peas
or
isn't that a
lentils.
thing?
Both of them, I think, are money. They symbolize wealth in the new year.
What is the pork symbolize? Hardiness.
Yeah,
How
no.
about
Be hardy through the
I
winter.
think that pig roots forward, and that's what you do. You look forward in the new year.
Interesting. Yeah, what do you do for New Year's? Do you ever eat
Oh, the only thing I do is find some champagne at a good restaurant. Really?
Yeah.
Well, if you can find one, because people get
Busy.
busy.
I know I've kind of got over like the New Year's like buzz of it. You know?
Well, after Christmas and partying all the way up to it.
Well, yeah, it's like by that point I'd rather just like be at home kind of doing it. But I know people do go all out. There's so much stuff. I know, like, what was it? Marble Room in Cleveland. I know they were booked out for like months. Like my friends tried to get a dinner reservation
Mhm.
there, and it's like everyone goes out and does something fun for New Year's.
Yeah, it's like if you don't have your plans down at least like 3 weeks in advance, minimum or maximum, that's like after that, you're good luck. You're just like
Yeah, after
scrambling.
talking with Mark, I'm gonna do champagne, caviar. That would be
That would be
bougie.
good. Yeah.
People do that. That would be celebratory. I mean,
Mhm.
but what do you?
Bougie was the
what
right
do you
word.
do on
for
It
the
was.
record.
It was.
What do you do?
So yeah, on the note of a lot of holiday things and events and reservations and et cetera, around the city for the holidays, we've been going to a lot of holiday pop-up bars around the city.
I feel like there's more this year than ever.
Ever, for sure.
Like
sure.
crazy amount. I know. I try to make a list. There was 16 or 17 on there, and I know it's grown since then, just from being on Instagram. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. And I've been to a few myself, just visiting them and kind of showing our audience sort of what's going on, what are they looking like and stuff. And so like, yeah, it's been a really great experience to just see how there's a different bar for pretty much anyone.
Yeah. Which ones? What was your favorite that you've been to so far? Or what were you really liking that you've seen?
Well, I've only been to about 5 or 6.
Only.
So yeah, only. And to be totally honest, I haven't had the full experience because I'm primarily just focusing on just showing, recording,
You're working.
taking
You're
photos.
not
Yeah, I'm
getting.
working.
You're
I'm not
not
like
turning
sitting
up.
down. Exactly. I'm not turning up. I'm not enjoying myself completely like I would.
And that's the Christmas bar
Right.
vibe. Is to get-
Right. But so just based on the vibes of me being in the place, seeing the decor, looking at the drinks, I think that three standouts for me on the list, and there once again there's like there's at least 20 by now in the greater Cleveland area. But three standouts for me are Winter Wonderland Bar on Velvet Dog second floor.
Oh, I really want to go there.
That's one. They have like this very unique sort of like crystally white decor that's really just giving like snow frost all the way through from start to finish.
That's cool.
And the cool thing about that too is that they're really, I think they told me that their strategy with that is so that once Christmas comes, they can keep it up. So it's winter.
Oh yeah, that's smart.
As opposed to a Christmas pop up bar.
Well, yeah, and then it gives people stuff to do. Too.
Yeah. And this one and pretty much all of these pop up bars have tons of events going on, like ugly sweater contests, karaoke. You know, a lot of really fun and engaging nights for people to enjoy themselves. So that was really one for me. Another one is the Xmas Bar in the Flats.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good one. And one thing about theirs that I really enjoy too is they have this like warm hot chocolate like bar where you can get some nice warm drinks. I don't think they spike them.
But
they
that's
may,
kind of cool.
but yeah, it's a really nice little spot.
I haven't been there this year. I went last year, but I would like to see how they've upgraded it.
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah, it's really crazy. And all of these places, I'm also noticing they're constantly updating as the season is going.
Yeah.
They're like updating their menus, updating their drinks, updating their decor. It's a constantly evolving thing. So just because you go one weekend and you can come back the next weekend, and you can probably see something or experience something that was different. And yeah, Xmas Bar also has this really cool like private area on like its second or third floor that you can reserve to for private parties with its own bar and everything.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, so if you want to have like a Christmas holiday party, that's a good place.
Josh is inviting you to his holiday party in the Flats.
How about you invite me? And another one I think is pretty cool is Slay, which is
I went to that one. That one's so cool.
Yeah, Slay at Jack Casino. And that one is like it's only open on Fridays and Saturdays, I believe. Mm-hmm. And that one is on like the third floor of Jack Casino, and it is just so well done in terms of like the Christmas decor is so organized and neat. There's plenty of like photo opportunities. There's even like a phone stand or something you can go in and take a
I don't know how to describe it, but it's like you could tell a casino did it. It's very Vegas-y.
That's a good point. Very Vegas-y. It feels like very expensive in there. You know what I mean? Like the way they have it set up, and they have pretty good drinks too. That I think are worth checking out.
Yeah, for sure.
If I'm being honest, just from the aesthetic only, like I think the drinks and like some of the other bars just look cooler. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you want to get like a cool like
like a Instagrammable drink. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think
for sure.
A lot of the other ones around the Cleveland area are cool too. But yeah, Jack is up there. So yeah, have you what stands out on your?
I feel like I've been to a few of them. I went to Cava Soul, has a it's like one of the only non-alcoholic ones, and they're making festive kava drinks and kratom drinks, and they have an igloo and stuff. Another one that's really cool is at Gordon Green in Gordon Square, and they made it. I think it's called like Tinsel's Holiday Dream House. So it's like a Barbie dream house, but Christmassy, and like that place.
So pink.
Yeah. Like very like tinsel is a good like name for it because it's so like glittery and stuff like that. But I've really only been to Gordon Green during Genghis Day and stuff because I think it's more of an event space. So it's kind of cool to be able to go there on the weekends and like hang out. And then obviously around the corner in Lakewood, it's kind of they've been doing it longer than I feel like all of the other ones.
Yeah. I think I don't know if it's true for a fact, but they definitely pride themselves on being like a historically like maybe one of the first, if not the first, in the Lakewood area Christmas bar.
I'm sure.
And that's a year-round experience, right? The Christmas portion?
not the. Okay. Well, I don't think it's Christmas year round. It's open like the whole bar is, but they make the Christmas part. But the experience of going around the corner is all year round, aka the hermit crab racing. Have you done that?
No, I haven't.
You bet on hermit crabs and they race.
Oh yeah.
And whoever gets to the middle circle, you win. And people, it's like watching the Super Bowl.
Yeah, because around the corner itself is like 4 different bars in one. 4 or 5.
Oh yeah,
it's like huge. Insane. It's an insane place. But yeah, and one thing that kind of just struck me as I'm going through these is like, okay, well, like, at what point can you call yourself a Christmas pop up? Like,
Yes.
because like, okay, I'm a bar, and then I throw up like a couple of decorations. Am I a Christmas pop up bar at that point? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I think
what?
a lot. That's what I'm noticing. Well, that's why it kind of got hard
Hmm.
this year too, because it's like, what counts as a Christmas pop up?
Hmm.
Because too, it's like, well, even like in Lakewood, I know what's it called, Buckeye Beer Engine. It's like a dive bar, but they do like a Christmas tree out of kegs in the front. And
Mm.
I mean, they don't advertise as a Christmas bar, but it's like
Mhm.
they have a Christmas tree out of kegs. Like, what's the difference? And I'm sure they have drink specials. It's
Mhm.
like every bar has drink specials.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah,
Were there any of drinks in particular at any of the bars that you were like, this is cool?
yeah, for sure. So, I wish I remembered all the names, but one that definitely I noted and I will go back to grab is the Jack Frost Mimosa
Ooh.
at at Winter Wonderland Bar on the second floor of Velvet Dog, and it was like very much brand new, so it wasn't even on the menu yet when I was there. So I don't know exactly what was in it, but it was this gradient like turquoise to blue um
Ooh.
with a snowy candy toppings on the rim of the
Yeah.
champagne glass, and it tasted very much like champagne and something, but I didn't get the
A
information
little
of what.
holiday
It was a little
spirit.
holiday spirit, yeah. So that was like my favorite for sure. I love the look, and it was pretty tasty too.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
Um,
that's what there's so many. Like,
mhm.
I'm a sucker for a martini glass and the ornament in it, and you pour it out
Yeah,
and
yeah, and
stuff
that's
like that.
that's a trend I'm seeing a lot too. Is like there's a lot of martinis in ornaments, like in at least three of them I've went to. That's a pretty
Yeah.
common
I feel like we all
theme.
saw it on TikTok and we're
Yeah,
like, we can do this.
and the funny thing is, I think they might even be using like the same packaging company,
Oh, I'm sure.
because it looks and feels so
You know
identical.
what? The holidays is a time of year to make a lot of money. So
Yeah,
good
but
for them.
yeah, great for them. And I think that, somebody out there should go and grab a party bus and just get people and go on a
Go to
little
all of
tour.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, make a business out of it. Okay, I'll go. I'll be there. I'll just get me there,
You could like really like have like caroling or
Yeah,
something.
you could have a little adventure. That would be really, really fun. It's a great
Yeah,
idea
no,
to,
plenty to
yeah.
do for the rest of the December holiday season in Cleveland. So we only covered a little bit of it, but be sure to check out cleveland.com and cleveland.com/dining to stay up to date with everything that we're covering. Follow us on Instagram at DineDrinkCLE and make sure to just subscribe to the Dine Drink CLE newsletter at cleveland.com/newsletters. Thanks.